What Zohran Mamdani just accomplished in New York City could have created an earthquake in the Democratic Party. The 33-year-old Democratic Socialist just crushed the Democratic establishment in the mayoral primary, defeating Andrew Cuomo and a lineup of deep-pocketed moderates backed by Wall Street, landlords, and DNC vampires. Cuomo alone had over $13 million in super PAC funding. Compare that to Mamdani, whose campaign was basically just small donations and strong word of mouth. And yet, he won outright. No runoff election or too close to call scenario. Mamdani ran on a platform of rent control, free buses, public banking, and taxing the rich. All socialist-leaning policies that the Democratic establishment has been telling us are unwinnable issues. But most interestingly of all, Mamdani flat out refused to pander to Israel. He publicly stood by Palestinian human rights, even under pressure and bogus claims of anti-Semitism. He didn't kiss the ring, and again, despite what the establishment Libs have been telling us, voters seem to respect that. Not only is the idea of publicly supporting a country in the midst of committing a with our tax dollars ludicrous to the left wing, but to take a step back, the idea of the candidates running for mayor of New York City even being expected to have a position on another country 6,000 miles away from them is absurd. And the voters seem to agree. It turns out that taking a stand against injustice and having balls to speak truth to power is, an appealing trait in candidates. Something that $1 billion worth of liberal consultants couldn't tell Kamala Harris's campaign. Now, of course, the goblins who have run New York City for decades are freaking out. Landlords, hedge funds, corporate Democrats, the New York Times, they're all scrambling to figure out how they lost control over the narrative. Because Mamdani didn't just beat Cuomo. He exposed a deeper fracture in the Democratic Party. On the left, you have a movement demanding justice, equity, and real material change. And to the right of that, you have a crumbling machine more interested in donors than voters. Very similar to the dynamic that played out with Bernie Sanders' campaigns in both 2016 and 2020. So this was no fluke. This is as clear of a signal as one could ask for. The reality is that the Democratic Party has been at war with their left-wing contingent for a decade now. And for the first time in a long time, the insurgents seem to have a hard-earned W.